Star Walker Studios presents Game Master's Journey, your multi-dimensional RPG podcast. Hello, fellow gamer. Welcome to episode 267 of Game Master's Journey. I'm your host, Lex Starwalker. On this show, we discuss the craft and the art of game mastering. I've been running RPGs for over 28 years now, and I produce this show in the hopes that you can benefit from my experience, my triumphs, and my mistakes. We're going to take a short break from our Dungeon Master's Guide discussion to return to my D&D campaign actual play, Blood of the Avatars. We are getting this campaign going again after a brief hiatus over the summer, and really excited to get to it. And I have a couple recordings that we've done already yet to release to get us all caught up. So today is another one of our vignettes featuring our character Lerissa, the glamour bard, played by Manny. And for the second half of the vignette, Fear, the Fire Genasi lore master wizard, joins us, played by Danielle. So these vignettes are something that we do because we play online, and we also have a pretty good sized group. We've got 5 players. So occasionally, when able to, I will do vignettes with 1 or 2 of the player characters individually, and I try to do them for everyone, or at least for everyone that wants to do one. And it's a chance for the players to kind of dig into their characters a little bit more and explore some things about their characters that they don't get a chance to do when we have the full group at the table, just because we play fairly short gaming sessions, usually 2.5 to 3 hours. So, there's not really a lot of time to go super deep into one character when we have the whole group at the table. So these vignettes are really nice to kind of flesh out the backstory of the characters and kind of some things going on in their lives that may be relevant to the main story that we're telling, but aren't part of the main narrative. So we started out the campaign doing preludes before we even started, where I got together with each of the players and kind of talked about their characters a bit and did a little bit of role playing, and everybody enjoyed that. And we've done these vignettes before, and for the most part, the players really enjoy them. So, if you're running a game or about to run a game and you have a group of more than, I'd say, 3 players, if you have 4 or more players, these vignettes are a great thing to consider. Even if you only have 3 players or less, it's just a chance for the player to get some spotlight with the GM, and it's a chance for the players to do things with their characters that they'd like to do that maybe they wouldn't do with the whole group. I think we've talked about it on the show before, kind of joked about it, about the cliche of the rogue player who always wants to sneak off and do reconnaissance or do some thievery or whatever. Rogues are notorious in D&D for wanting to go off away from the group and do their own thing, and sometimes can seem to be trying to monopolize the DM's time. So if you have a character like that or a player like that, where they have a lot of things that they want to do that don't really involve the whole group, these vignettes are great for that. They're also great if you have a larger group to do, as we've done and as we do here tonight, do a vignette with maybe a couple of the characters. Maybe a couple of the characters really hit it off and really have a strong relationship, and you want to explore, their friendship more and what they kind of get into when it's just them together. Or sometimes the goals of a couple of the player characters really align, and as has happened in our campaign. And you might just really organically realize that, hey, these 2 characters could go off by themselves and do these things that they're really into, but maybe the whole group isn't, or there wouldn't be anything for everyone in the group to do. So those situations are great for these vignettes. So if you are new to the campaign, head on over to the show notes for this episode at starwalkerstudios.com. And in the show notes, I will have links to all the previous episodes in the campaign. So you can go back to the beginning and get started or get caught up. In addition to the actual play episodes themselves, I've done some kind of behind the screen episodes where I've talked about the campaign, and I'll have those linked in the show notes as well. All right. Well, real quickly, before we move on to the actual play, I just want to let you know, in celebration this year of NaNoWriMo for November, which is National Novel Writing Month, I have decided to release my first novel, Dawn of Endless Night, on my website on the blog. So if you head on over to starwalkerstudios.com and go on over to the blog, you'll find that I already have 5 chapters up. Depending when you listen to this, there might be more than 5 chapters. But right now, the plan is every Monday, I will release the next chapter on the blog. And so you can check that out. It's my first novel, or at least I should say my first novel that I finished. It is an urban fantasy. It's about vampires. It's set in Chicago. And I've had a lot of fun writing it and working on it through the years. And my wife, Nikki, talked me into releasing it. She has a much higher opinion of it than I do. Although I have to say, I decided to do one last editing pass before releasing it. And as I've been editing it again, having kind of put it down for a couple, 2 or 3 years at this point, I think it's a lot better than I remembered. And that's a nice thing as a writer, or I'm sure any kind of creative. If you can take a break from your work, whatever it is, for a significant amount of time and then come back to it, you can kind of approach it almost as if someone else wrote it or did it. It's been so long since I wrote this novel that it's almost like reading something someone else wrote, and it gives you a little detachment and lets you look at it a little more objectively. And so in my case, it's allowed me to see that it was actually a lot better than I gave myself credit for, especially for my first novel I finished. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it, actually. And, you know, there are things that I've learned from it that I would do differently in the future. But I think it's a good novel and entertaining read. And so, yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, kind of vampires, urban fantasy, supernatural romance kind of thing, check out my novel, Dawn of Endless Night, on the blog at starwalkerstudios.com. All right, so we're going to bring Manny on board and a little later Danielle, and we are going to get back into the world of Primordia and Blood of the Avatars. Yeah, so what did you have in mind for tonight for Lerissa? What is she going to get into tonight?
Well,
that's the question.
So I know I wanted to go home. I wanted to visit home. She hasn't been there for a while, I think. So she wants to touch bases with mom and see how she's doing, and I'm trying to find my notes that I made way back.
Yeah.
About her family, because she has brothers.
Well, I have this printout here. I think I got this from the forum. I think you posted this to the forum.
Yeah, I think I only only put on the forum like not so much. It was like an introductory type of thing.
Oh, okay.
I didn't put like details on it. I guess I should have, or I should update it at the very least.
Yeah, I don't actually. Yeah, that must be the case because I don't see anything about brothers on here.
Yeah,
quite a bit about your mom.
Yes, she had 2 brothers, but these are half brothers of hers.
Okay.
and they are older than Lerissa is.
Okay, cool.
And Lerissa should be 26, pretty young woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to do that. I wanted to connect the family business with Logan's. Hopefully we can get something going on in that regard. I know that he didn't want to go back to the village. So I don't know if he's going to like open a shop here and then just continue his his trade or whatever, but I just kind of wanted to see if we can make a connection there. And I wanted to ask my mother about Larissa's father because I don't think no, Larissa has never discussed well, I the player know, but Larissa has never discussed her father figure with her mom.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you changed your mom's name.
Did I?
Because the printout I have, her name was Amanda, and I'm looking at your character sheet, and on there, her name is Victoria.
Yes.
So which is the more recent?
It's on the sheet, but it's a 2-name thing. Amanda, Victoria, Amirla.
Oh.
I just this what you have on the character sheet is still like it was me just like plunking out some more my attempt at like stretching her story, but
So it's Amanda, Victoria,
Amirla.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? It says that right here. I just never noticed that.
Did I put it somewhere?
Yeah, the first time you give her name on the printout I have, you give the full name.
Okay.
I just never noticed that before. Cool.
All right. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think my printout is just, I think I just grabbed what you put on the forum. I think that's what this is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't looked at that in ages. And I think I wanted to flesh out some of her stuff here, like write it better, so that I can, update the other.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Well, what I have is, I mean, this is good stuff. Definitely get a sense of your mother.
Yeah, it almost like I almost started writing like the first one in the post. It almost seemed more about my mother than it was about Lerissa herself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't want to have like this 5-page just full on like she woke up at 7 a.m. and then went to sleep at this hour. Like every single moment and event that happened in her life, I just kind of wanted to give a little background of where she came from.
Yeah.
And a lot of it had to do with her mother and her upbringing being, mostly in the Feywild, versus Elandria and things like that, and growing up with her grandmother there. Yeah.
Cool.
And I think so. Something that I have tried, I don't know. I think I haven't what's the thing? Like reminded everyone else about is like Larissa is a tiefling, but no one aside from her mom and her close family, her grandmother know that she is a tiefling because like she continually like she's got that lyre.
Yeah.
And before she went out to the world at large, she was gifted the lyre so that we can you can flesh out how I acquire and who gave it to me, but she acquired the lyre, which allowed her to, as long as she has the lyre with her, keep an appearance, is essentially just not alter self, disguise self, right?
Yeah.
So she's able to disguise self she'll retain her features, um, except for no horn and no tail.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
she tries to look more like an elf, a half elf.
Okay.
Other than that, like all her other features are similar. It's just that it doesn't, like, to anyone, her horns and tails are not there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I don't know if, yeah. I think this was, I said that way back, like episode 1 or
Yeah.
2.
You used to make a bigger deal about that. And then I think what happened was when you guys left the village to go on your long trek to find the fairy tree, then you weren't around people anymore. And so you weren't so much disguising yourself. And then, yeah, it's a good idea to kind of remind us all of that now that you're back in civilization, especially now that you're in the city.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So like I was still disguised because I had the lyre with me, but I wasn't making us aware of the fact that I'm not looking like a tiefling.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, you guys are heroes at Dianar's Rest, so you could probably show your true self there, and it wouldn't probably matter because they already know you.
Yeah. Well, they know one version of me. They don't know they don't know the infernal version of me, which then might raise questions as to whether, I don't know. It's just like, if I'm involved with whatever is happening, because I look like a demon too.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I'd forgotten that you'd actually specified in here that your father was
an erinyes.
Yeah, however you say that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Those guys are pretty interesting. I was just reading about them before I got on here tonight, and some people believe that they were descended from fallen angels.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes they will kind of disguise themselves as angels. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and like it sort of, with that in mind, is sort of how I wanted to connect the fact that Lerissa's mother got involved with this erinyes, because like he was, to her, he came like this guardian angel that came to help her, and came to help her and solve all her problems, when actually she was a devil.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm sure he was super hot too, because that's kind of the thing.
So it just kind of trying to tie these points together, and I thought she's gonna be a tiefling, but what type, who her father was, I thought about it way long ago. I was just like, which of all these devils should be her father. So then I just went with erinyes, because I remember that they were specifically like beautiful devils and everything, but then reading further, then this fallen angel type of thing, or taking on the appearance of angels and all of that was
and they work for Asmodeus, which is pretty cool. He's one of the more interesting devil, what do you call them, devil princes or devil lords? I can't remember what they're called. I know it's demon lords. I can't remember what the devil ones are called.
Demon lords, the oh my gosh, what do you call them?
The big devil guys.
Archfiends or something, I don't know.
Archdevils, that's what they're called. I think that sounds right. That sounds like a thing.
Archdevils and whatever. And it depends on what lore you're following, but
sure.
Asmodeus would technically be a god in like, at least he was a god in 4th edition, because he absorbed this lesser god, who he tricked to come down to the 9 hells.
Yeah.
The Lords of the Nine Hells is what they're called.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool stuff. And one of these, if we're still playing when you guys are like really high level, I think it'd be fun to do something with your father, the devil, and Fear's father is an Efreet. So we have a good hook to the nine hells, and we have a good hook to the plane of fire. So
oh my gosh, yeah.
yeah, so that could be fun.
And then wow, we are as they were used to be named, Plane Touched.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, Brett's character kind of is too, because he's an Azamar.
Right. So he's got the angel, or what type of is his mother?
She's an angel of Elandria, the goddess of wisdom, or
like
knowledge.
Is she a deva, or is she like?
Yes, she's a deva, basically. Yeah. One of these days, I need to sit down and come up with a bunch more angels, because something I decided in my world is that all the gods have angels, not just the good ones. So they're actually evil angels.
Yes.
And I did come up with the angels of the god of death. They're called reapers, and they're pretty cool, but that's all the farther I got. I was just like, what would an angel of death be like? I just had to do that. And I'm like, reapers, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
So yeah. I really dig all this stuff that you came up with. There's a lot of detail here that I'd forgotten about until I read over this the other day.
Yeah.
So I like how your mom is kind of this hard ass now, but she wasn't always like that. Like, she kind of became that when she had to take over the family business. I really dig that. That's cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have an image in your head of your mother, or?
Well, you were now that you mention it, I was going through. I'm gonna find the Pinterest. I was going through Pinterest, as I often do, finding images and things. So then I found. Let's see if I can get the image.
Because when I was reading this, I kept thinking of someone. Do you watch The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Mrs. Maisel, no.
No? Oh. I kept picturing a character from that show reading about your mom. Oh, I see. Here we go. Oh, cool. Very nice.
Yeah. I'm thinking she looks a little like that. Of all the ones I looked through, this one looked the best for me. What my mom would be looking like, dressed nobly, but still a little ragged, and her hair is a little unkempt, just because everything has been a headache. And so because everything was kind of thrusted upon her, when she wasn't even ready for it. I think I was trying to the breaking happened 5 years before we started the campaign?
Yeah, about.
Okay. Yeah. So like so Lerissa would have been born 21 years prior. Yeah. So everything happened back then, but it was like, her mother, her father passed away, who was the human noble. Here, her mother had gone to the Feywild a while back, and wanted nothing to do with, and this is Larissa's grandmother, and she wanted nothing to do with the the business or anything else that was going on in with Larissa's grandfather. And once he passed away, Victoria, or Amanda, was left with everything, and having to deal with all that. She's still this is what I picture her to be.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to go see your mother?
Yes.
So do you and her get along pretty well, or?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I think it's sort of like, she became, since Lerissa didn't go out much or at all during her childhood, when she was in Elandria, she kind of became her best friend, and everything that she learned about being, posh and what have you, she learned from her mother. So
Cool.
Yeah. So
I imagine your family has a pretty nice estate in the city somewhere.
yeah. So I was when I was coming up with the family, I remember reading on the player's handbook, like the noble families can become part of the nobility by being like merchants could become part of the nobility if they acquire enough wealth and things like
Right.
that. Like,
yeah.
so I think that is kind of like how our family got to that point.
Cool.
I think they were rising at some point, like, but then the business started to fail, and at the time that Larissa's mother was in charge of the business, we weren't quite noble. Then when she made this dealing with the erinyes and all that stuff, that the business started to boom, and then she started to see a lot of success, and finally we became a noble family, and so we are nouveau riche, if you will.
Cool.
So
yeah,
that kind of propelled our family into the nobility, and that.
Awesome. Yeah, I dig it. So yeah, you meet with her probably over some wine and
Yes.
cakes or whatever.
Yes.
Being waited on by servants, of course.
Yes.
And she's like, "Oh, Lerissa, it's been so long. Oh, you do look so thin, child. Have you been eating enough?"
I have not. I have been running around in the dirt and mud and swamps, and it's been chaotic. I need the spa treatment.
Oh, well, maybe we should have had this discussion in the spa then.
Oh, well, it's never too late.
That's true.
Oh, mother, I miss you so much. There is so much to tell you, but so little time. And I will skip to the end.
She says, well, I see already that you've joined the guild, and she nods at the new ring on your finger.
Yes. So
never saw that one coming. I can tell you that.
I made some new friends.
My daughter, the adventurer. Who would have thought?
Well, yeah. No, neither did I, but some of us are called to these things. And
eating in taverns, sleeping under hedges, riding horses bareback. I mean that's what adventurers do, right?
Well, there was not a lot of horse riding.
Oh, okay.
And we did stay up at a tavern, and they did treat us quite well, actually.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but there was a lot of demons, a lot of that, and we met a hag at some point.
You mean other than your Aunt Bessie, or?
Well, let's not let's not start calling names. Bessie is is a special uh, uh, cookie, but no, this this one was quite powerful. She managed to teleport away from this plane in no matter I have yet to discover. It was quite incredible and um frightening
She
all at
says,
the
"Well,
same
I've teleported myself, you know."
time. Oh, you have? Are you?
Well, yes. I suppose in a manner of speaking, I go through the portals now on a fairly regular basis.
And how is the business going?
Very, very well. We found a silk supplier in one of the other cities, and yes, the people of Elandria do love their silks, or at least the nobles do.
Yes.
So that's been very lucrative.
I have noticed. I have in the very short time that I have spent out away from Elandria, I have to some things have changed in the way of fashion, so I have to go shopping at some point.
Ah, yes, it is a new season. Speaking of which, what is this you're wearing? And she motions to. I imagine you're probably wearing some alpaca scarf or something.
I am.
Some
I am.
accessory.
I take off my shawl.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I take off my shawl and I put it around her. I say, this I got from uh, a merchant in Diana's Rest. It is it's a village in the Hinterlands. You see, our mission was to find this village, and it somehow survived through the breaking and the demons and everything else. So the guild wanted to know how, and there I met someone, a halfling, and this was a gift.
She's looking it over and she says, "Oh, it's very, very soft. The workmanship is nothing special, but these colors, I'd love to know where he gets his dyes. They're so bright."
Well, I could actually arrange a meeting. Actually, one of the things I wanted to discuss with you is potentially having a new business partner. His name is Logan.
Oh, well, I'm always on the lookout for new business.
He's in town, actually. He came with us from Diana's Rest.
Well, yes, I'd love to meet him. Tell him he's welcome anytime.
Good. Well, among other things, we never spoke about my father, and I have come to understand that he is a fiend. Well, I'm not sure. Can you tell me more? Is it okay if I ask?
So does Lerissa know what we know, or does she not know all of that?
She doesn't know her father and was never told about her father. And you have where like uncles and things become like the fatherly figure.
Uh-huh.
I think at some point Amanda had a brother that kind of was Larissa's fatherly figure here in Elandria, but other than that, or actually scratch that, it was Larissa's uh blah, no.
So she doesn't know.
No,
Okay.
yeah, no. It was Amanda, one of Amanda's brothers became, the fatherly figure for her. So but she never questioned, you know, um she never questioned her mother or anyone about it before, and sure as heck, her mother wasn't forthcoming with that information. So,
how did she find out that he was a fiend?
in the Feywild, I think,
Oh,
I
okay.
yeah, I think that there was a little bit of apprehension from some of the creatures she came in contact with in the Feywild. Um, and Dahlia actually then kind of explained to her what she is. So Dahlia kind of helped her cope with the fact that she's not like she is different, and how it is that she is different, but she never if she questioned her mother, she was too young, and her mother just kind of like brushed aside the question and distracted her with other things, gifts, shiny things, and pretties.
All right. So, well, she sends the servants from the room first of all. She says, "Leave us." She said, so yeah, she says, yes, I suppose it is past time that you know the whole story. And she proceeds to tell you how when her mother died and she took over the business, things weren't going real well. They were losing a lot of money. They were losing customers. They weren't able to live up to some of the agreements they'd made with other merchants as far as the keeping up with the orders and things like that. And she was just a little overwhelmed, kind of thrust into this running the business. Her mother hadn't really prepared her for it. It was kind of thought that one of her other siblings would take over the business, but when the time came, none of them. I mean, your mom was basically the one that stepped up to do it. None of the others did.
Yeah.
Even though she didn't really know what she was doing. And things were going pretty badly, and she was worried that she was going to lose everything. So in a moment of desperation, she learned of this ritual to summon some kind of entity from somewhere that could make things happen, not so far as granting wishes per se, but she was desperate, so she decided to give it a try. Summoned this creature that she at first thought was an angel or something like it, because he looked like an angel. He had wings and he was very nice to look at and very powerful seeming and imposing and all of that. And asked him to help her, and he assured her that he could help her turn things around, and that it would be it would be legitimate. It wouldn't involve any murdering people or stealing things. It would all be above board, legitimate things that he would do, so she wouldn't have to worry about it all being taken away, because she did some crime or whatever. But the downside was what he wanted in return. She was prepared to give him, gold, jewels, the usual thing. And he wanted something a bit more personal from her. And he, she tells you he specifically wanted you. He wanted a child. He didn't just want to get with a half-elven woman. He wanted an offspring on Primordia for some reason. She has no idea why. So she agreed. They had their transaction. And that was the last time she ever saw or heard from him. She tells you for, probably a good 10, 20 years after that, she was always kind of looking behind her shoulder, like waiting for him to show up, like waiting for the other shoe to drop. And he never did. So, at this point, she's come to believe that somehow just you existing has given him whatever it was that he wanted, and he must be content because he never came to collect more. And she's, she tells you, I've honestly just tried to forget about the whole thing. It was so long ago. And, for a long time, I was worried about you that, you might turn out to be, the kind of kid that tortures animals or, but you were never a problem in that way. You seem like, you were as good a kid as any kid is, so over time, it just kind of went off into the background, and she doesn't even think about it much anymore.
Well, I do appreciate telling me about it. I
guess something else she should tell you too is that was really the reason that she sent you to the Feywild. I'm not sure what reason she gave you before.
Mm-hmm.
But she was worried that he would come and like take you off to the Nine Hells or something.
Mm-hmm.
So she thought you'd be at least in the Feywild with your aunt or no, your grandmother, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That he wouldn't find you there. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's, you can tell she feels guilty. She's afraid that you maybe lost your childhood because you spent so much of it in the Feywild, and
Mm-hmm.
she worries about what kind of negative impact that could have had on you. But
well, if anything, my time in the Feywild really has been beneficial. I guess I have to think. I don't know. I'm just able to channel the magical essence from that beautiful, beautiful place, and use it in ways I would have never imagined. It changes you in some ways, but it is beautiful magic. I don't think I would give it up for the world. But thank you for sharing that. I'm sure it what was hard to recall, if since you have tried to forget it for all these years. And so this is a question for Lex.
yeah,
The lyre.
yeah.
How did I get it? Who did I get?
I'm cool with what you have here, that she gave it to you on your 25th birthday.
So I asked her, so where did you get this lyre? How? I never asked you. I just took it as another present. But it is very, very powerful, more powerful than anything that I have, any other magic item I've encountered. And it seems to grow in power. And is constantly granting boons and be, I don't know how to explain it. It's just amazing.
I'm just checking something here.
Mm-hmm.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
I think that's why her, right? Like that she gave it to me, and
So I'm just I'm trying to. So this says you were in the Feywild. You were raised by your elven grandmother Alyssa, right?
so yeah, I think she went through a name. She went through a name change.
Well, I'm just because
Kaylin is on the other.
well, no, that what's confusing me is I thought your mother's mom had died, and that's why she took over the business.
The father.
Oh, the father.
The father was a human. Noble.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless we can make it, we should make it differently, since things are matriarchal in Elandria,
Yeah, so let's say that yeah, so let's say that your grandmother like went to Fairy, basically. Like she was running the business and she was like, I've had enough of this, I'm going to Fairy, and she just left.
Okay.
Very kind of Faye thing to do. She's like, fuck it, I'm out of here. And just so she didn't die, she just took off to the Feywild, and it was, your mother was the one that kind of stepped up to take over after she left. Mm-hmm. How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds good. The other than that, we could just switch it to, instead of the grandmother was the grandfather who was in the Feywild, and he was the elven creature rather than, I don't know, because how would Amanda then feel that sending her daughter to her mother in the Feywild when her mother abandoned the business and left it to, I don't know if she would just like accept the situation for what it was and then just step up to the plate and keep the business running, and somehow find a way to forgive her mother for whatever, and then still keep a connection to her, and then at the end of it all, like ending up sending Lerissa there. I guess it works out because like Amanda would have been in a desperate situation with the whole devil thing.
Yeah. Well, kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, your grandmother's a full elf, right? So mm-hmm. Kind of what I was thinking is, I mean, your grandmother's not at all young, and she probably ran the family business for multiple human lifetimes and was just kind of like, hey, I did my bit. I ran the business for 300 years. Now someone else do it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That sounds good.
So there might be some friction between like your mother and your grandmother, but not so much that she wouldn't send you to her to keep you away from this devil.
Yeah, I think the devil trumped any other any other relationship that she might have had with the mother. She's like, I need my kid to be safe. So
yeah, and maybe that was kind of how they reconciled a little bit, because maybe your grandmother didn't really judge your mother about that. Like maybe because she's an elf and she's living in Fairy now, like the thought of your mother like getting with this devil was just like, who cares? People have done a lot worse than that, like it's not a big deal. Your mom was like, oh, okay. I didn't expect that. I thought sure I was going to get a lecture and slut shamed and everything else. And, and instead she's like, we all do what we got to do to take care of our family,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I dig that. That's cool.
Yeah. And that's, I had originally made it as Larissa's great grandmother, but then it was a little too complicated. Her grandmother being an elf is fine because she still has centuries to live.
Yeah, yeah, and she could be really old too.
Yeah,
She could be 800 years old or something if you wanted her to be. So,
oh my gosh, 800. Now we have to get into at what age do elven women stop reproducing?
yeah, that's a good question. I imagine by 800 they're probably done.
Yeah, I'm sure they should be, but you
Yeah.
never know.
Well, and the elves aren't super fertile to begin with, so
Right.
yeah. Yeah, they might even, they might even have a narrower window than human women do, at least relative to their entire lifespan.
Mhm.
Maybe they can maybe their child rearing years are only like a few decades out of all those hundreds of years. Maybe I don't know.
That would actually make it really interesting.
Yeah,
Since everything else is stretched, like slowed.
yeah, totally.
Time is slowed for them so that they can live very long, so without their bodies decaying as
Yeah.
humans do. So I guess the reproductive system might also be, matching that, you know.
Or maybe it's like Vulcans. You know how Vulcans, like, it's like every 7 years they like have, I think it's called the Pung Far, where they're like suddenly they must mate like right now. Maybe it's like that. Like maybe most of their lives they can't have kids, but every once in a while there's like a year where they're like, oh, the time has come when I can have children.
Yes.
And this
like
time
that.
might not come for another 100 years. Who knows?
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah. So I don't know. I cap it like at around like 400 or so. As far as how old she is,
Okay.
just because like I feel like if she's old, like I feel like she wouldn't be able to reproduce
Yeah, that makes sense.
if she was way too old.
Right. Yeah.
So then I sent you a picture of.
Yeah, I dig it. And I mean, your mother could be a little older too, because she's a half elf. So she could be a little older than a human woman would be where she is now. So
yeah, and still look fine.
Yeah.
Keep some
Still
of her
rocking it.
Yeah, exactly. Still keep some of that natural beauty.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
It's all that moisturizer.
Yep.
Just fills the bathtub with lotion and jumps in.
It's actually the fabrics that she wears.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so I tell her that, and so I ask her about the lyre, like how did she come about it?
She says, yeah, that's a very strange story. She says, I just found it one day in my bedchamber, sitting on a dresser with a note with your name on it. At the time, due to the lyre itself and the obvious magic about it, I thought it was perhaps a gift from your grandmother. But when I spoke to her about it, she didn't know anything about it. So I don't know where it came from.
And you never thought to question it?
No. Well, I asked your grandmother about it, but when she didn't know anything about it, I didn't know what to think.
Well, it has recently become I came upon some very exciting and disturbing and all I have been in an emotional roller coaster in the last 24 hours. Apparently, my my friends and I should I should have them over sometime so you can meet them. It would be nice.
Yes, that would be nice.
Well, apparently we are avatars of. I know it's crazy, but we
Avatars? I'm not even
yeah,
sure I know what that means.
like an aspect of the gods.
You, Lerissa? She starts laughing. Oh, that's rich. You always were such a jokester.
I feel like I'm laughing, but Larissa isn't. Larissa, just wait a minute. Like,
Mom, you never listen to me.
yeah, I can't be special.
Well, of course you're special, dear, but
feeling
a god? An aspect of a god? What does that even mean?
Yeah,
You're like a priest?
I'm not.
Oh, you don't have to be celibate, do you? That would be awful.
I don't.
Oh, good. Don't let him talk you into that. It's not worth it.
I'm not a priest. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but Wall's mom is a deva. She's an actual angel.
An actual angel.
Yes.
Not like your father.
Well, yeah, now that you mentioned it. Now I'm wondering. But he's not like me. He actually has these moments where he gets sprouts wings and starts flying, and it's very amazing to behold. But she came to us and told us this, and I am still in shock of all of that.
What do they want of you?
Well, they want us to I'm trying to remember from last time. What was our mission? We wanted to become strong, right? Stronger and
well,
fix.
You were told by Alira, the angel, that the reason you guys were sent was to fix the breaking of the world.
That's what it is. So fix the breaking of the world. Yeah. So they want us to fix the breaking.
Fix the breaking?
Yeah, to mend the break.
Lerissa, have you ever fixed anything in your life?
Well, aside from my hair, no. So, which is why I am asking you. Did you know this?
No, I've never heard anything of this. Well, if you're an aspect of a god, which god are you an aspect of?
Bara.
Avatar. Oh, well, at least you picked a good one.
Would I not pick the best?
I mean, the Temple Barrows does throw fantastic parties.
I know. And I have missed those so much. You know what? We might delay, I might delay the trip so I can make tomorrow's party.
Yeah, and I'm thinking the Temple of Barrows is probably basically like a theater, like music and drama and all that art, all that fun stuff. High culture.
Yes. Art museums.
Yeah. She says, "What? That's a lot to take in."
Yeah.
As long as this isn't some scam by that church just to get money from us.
It wasn't the church. It was the guild.
The guild?
I don't know. Man, I do not know how they knew or what. But
what is happening in the world today?
They gave us a flying ship.
Clarence, bring this sherry.
Mom, can you believe it? They gave us a flying ship.
No, I can't believe it.
Yeah, well, it's out in the docks, and we are supposed to fly around, and now we're going to find another aspect of Elandria. But my friend Wall is an aspect of Elandria, whose mother is a deva, an actual angel, and I just
She pours you some sherry, gives you like a double dose. Here, drink this, dear. Try to calm down.
uh,
No, Clarence, just leave the bottle.
I might need. I desperately need this. A massage. I need a shiatsu.
Yes. We will get massages and facials, and we'll take nice hot baths.
Yes, and maybe I can get a mani pedi.
The works.
These hinterlands are not meant for a girl of my caliber. Oh, but and I give her a big hug. It has been so good to see you and so good to talk to you. This world is so crazy. I don't know when I might see you again.
She says, well, you really must take a break from saving the world once in a while and come see your mother.
At this point, I think was what is her damn name now? Dahlia with us? I don't think so.
Probably not. Oh, there's Danielle.
Hello.
If only because she's been way too quiet up to this point, so I don't think she's there.
Yeah. So
she's taking a nap.
Yeah.
I called Dahlia. I'm just, Dahlia.
She comes out from under a teacup. Yes?
Well, I wanted you to officially meet my mother.
Oh my, what is this creature? Your mom says.
This creature. This is Dahlia. This is the sprite that helped pretty much was my best friend in the Feywild, but we lost touch after a while, and I recently found her in the Hinterlands.
Dahlia stands on the palm of your hand and gives a curtsy. Pleased to meet you, my lady, she says. I see where Lerissa gets her good looks.
Oh, stop it. I say flattery will get you everywhere, darling.
All right, so you and your mom go and have the whole spa treatment.
Yeah, we do.
What was there anything else you wanted to do with your mom before we go find Fear?
No, I there's nothing else. What I did want to do. Oh, I think I sent it to you via email. I said contact ...
Top secret.
Oh, should I look in the email? It's a secret. Let me look.
No, I didn't actually put who I was contacting because it was an email to everyone.
Oh, Lerissa and her secrets.
Yeah, I just typed it.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
So you wanted to go see that person, or
no? Just
Oh,
so
interesting. Okay.
Since it is top secret, I will just text it, like
okay.
on a message.
Do you want me to drop it, or you could just pick me when I should come back on?
I guess I shouldn't have invited you, Danielle. I didn't realize.
Sheesh.
All right, so Manny was just or Lerissa was visiting her mother.
And having a spa day, it sounds like.
and they had a spa day. And
it did not occur to me to visit my mother while we're in town. Oh, shit.
you never call, you never write.
Don't tell, and don't go to the brewery.
Well, I actually try to find Fear before going to the spa in case if Fear wanted to come.
Oh, okay. There you go. Do you want to go to the spa?
I have never paid anyone to put mud on me. Sure, sounds interesting.
Well, you won't pay anyone. It's on us.
Oh, thank you so much. I would buy you a beer, but I don't want to tell my mother I'm in town.
Well, what's wrong with all the other establishments here?
They all know my mother because we make the beer.
Oh my gosh. But yes, we have our little
Spa day.
Yes, our spa day. Here, I will do a quick craft.
Oh my goodness, I did not realize what I was missing out on by not coming to these.
It's always fun with Manny. You never know what's going to happen. I gotta say, Manny, you didn't like blindside me with a bunch of stuff this time. Oh, he's got his cucumbers.
We got cucumbers, yeah. For the eyes.
Fear eats her cucumbers. So she doesn't. Very strange custom.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, I didn't. This time I told you exactly what I was going to do instead. Oh my gosh. What fun was that was last time, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
I feel like I need to go watch it right now.
That was the one where he had the picnic with Miguel.
Oh,
Did you listen to that one?
No, but I'm about to.
No.
I'm pretty sure you were mentioned quite a few times in that vignette.
I believe it.
If Fear ever finds out about this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Well, and Miguel was not a fan of Fear, so he might have said some very nice things about Fear.
No.
When she wasn't there.
I wonder
I did
why.
threaten his life on more than one occasion.
Yes, you did.
Have you guys watched Craig and Brett's that we did last week?
No.
Oh.
Is that also? All right, I got to add it to the must-watch list here.
Danielle's going to be like, I knew it! I told you, motherfuckers! Oh,
should we have watched/listened to that one before today?
No, I was just curious. It would be nice if everybody watches everybody else's before the next time
we get back together.
Because I don't. Things will get forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we spend the whole session just everybody telling everybody else what happened in their vignettes, I think things will get missed. And
plus we have the power of collective memories. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can remind each other
of things that we don't remember or get filled in by the next person.
Yeah, totally. Cool. So what else would you guys like to do? Or Danielle, what would you like to do?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I wanted to hang out with the ship some.
Okay, yeah.
I got to get my notebook out here because I don't want to forget this either. Did we give her a name yet? No, we were tabling that.
Yeah, there was some discussion on the chat. Yeah, but I don't know if.
Okay, I haven't caught up.
Something about Rose.
Yeah, something about Rose seemed to be the one that was the most liked so far. The Queen's Rose or something like that, I think.
Yes.
Oh, not something about Rose as the name, which is what I just fucking wrote down. like something about Mary.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting name for a ship. There's just something about Rose. Who's Rose? I don't know.
I don't know.
Nobody knows who Rose is. She sunk with the Titanic. Or wait, no, she didn't.
The Queen's Rose. So I think so. I came up with that since she belonged to the Queen at one point, and I know the wood is different, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has mahogany body and rosewood fretboard.
No,
I don't know.
No, it was redwood in mahogany.
Yeah, it was redwood.
But then when someone said the Queen's Rose, they were like, "Oh, it'd be cool if there's rosewood," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sure there's rosewood too somewhere."
Yeah, there's like an inlaid rose in the bow.
Yeah,
there you go.
Rosewood.
Yeah.
See, I'm over here skimming, not perusing, because you said your guitar has.
Yes. You're right.
Fretboard.
I'm sorry, Manny. You're
Ship
right.
and
You're
a
right.
guitar.
I'm sorry.
Look, I don't claim to know anything about ships, and
I don't either. Believe me.
so
they don't have fretboards. I'm pretty sure.
This one does.
I don't know a lot either, but that's like one thing I kind of know.
you never know.
Instead of sails, it has strings.
Yeah.
You have to pluck them to go.
Yeah. Don't give Lerissa any ideas.
Yeah,
She's
right?
gonna make her own ship. Bard ship.
Yes. You have to have a music going on for the entire of the time that the ship would move.
Yeah.
Otherwise it doesn't move.
Yeah.
I think it'd be nice.
I don't have any real agenda for talking to the ship. I just think that
Okay.
it's the cool idea.
Yeah.
I want to know more about her.
Yeah, so I don't know if you like the name, like we can also come up with something different.
Yeah, no, that's great.
But in short, would just be Rose if we want to.
I do like the idea of it being an actual name, or part of it being a name, since the ship does have a personality. It will get awkward if you don't have something easy to call it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, it's something about Rose.
Yeah.
Something about Rose.
So it's something about Rose. What do you think we
Yes.
should do?
Something about Rose. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't have my notes in front of me. Do we know how old the ship is?
No, actually, you don't.
I have no wisdom or charisma, so I'm just gonna ask.
Um,
How old
That
are
is
you?
the best way to
How old are you?
So she says, well, I really don't know how old I am, but I can tell you I've served 3 different queens. So that puts it in like hundreds of years, because a lot of the queens have been either elves or half elves, so they tend to reign for quite a while.
Mm. Have you what is your most favorite accomplishment? What's the story you would tell if you could only tell one story about yourself?
She says, once I sailed across the sea to the lands across the horizon. It was quite a voyage. Many adventures and misadventures.
Did you see dragons?
Oh, yes, among other things.
Cool. Do you like beer?
I don't know. I've had beer in my hold before, but I've never thought much about it.
Do you have a way to experience taste?
No, I don't think so.
Do you feel people? Do you experience touch? Are you aware of my physical presence?
Yes. And I can see and hear.
Does it cause you pain if someone jumps or drops their sword into you?
Jumping, no. Swords, yes. Axes are the worst.
I imagine. Have you experienced fire?
She says yes, on occasion. Thankfully, it never lasted very long.
But not good for you, I'm sure.
No.
As Fear is asking all that, I just take some of my wine and just.
Yeah, I mean, I was straight up gonna pour some beer on the deck. I definitely see that and like tip my wine skin too with my beer in it. Bountiful horn of hoppus.
Okay,
it for her
like
homie Rose
absorbs into the wood.
Yes.
Did you feel that?
That was interesting.
That was beer.
Very, very different from salt water.
Yes, it's hoppy. And blessed. Do you have any physical defenses?
Ooh,
She says, yes, I can create a bubble around myself when I need to.
How do you do that?
bubble.
I don't know. I just do it.
Would you do
this.
it to protect us?
And you guys see around the ship like this kind of like it almost looks like a soap bubble, like how you can see like the rainbow in a soap bubble. It kind of looks like that, like this sphere around the ship.
Does it remind me of any magic that I've seen?
Yeah, it kind of reminds you a little bit of the bubble around the city on a much smaller scale, and it doesn't look nearly as powerful.
How did you learn to do that?
I don't know. I've always been able to do it. Only when I have
like a lot.
Well, I only have so much magic, and it takes magic to fly. It takes magic to do that. So I can only do it for a certain amount of time.
Do you have a way to attack?
No, other than ramming things, not really.
That seems too dangerous for your beautiful form. We would not want to harm you.
I used to have ballistae, but they were removed a long time ago. I'm sure they could put them back. Maybe they're around somewhere.
Did you mind having them?
No, they just were bolted to my deck.
Does that harm you?
It's more about how it's done. If that makes any sense. If it's done nicely, it doesn't hurt.
How do you hammer something nice?
You'll have to teach me how to screw things into you nicely.
I will try.
Fear has sex with the boat. Cutscene. Do you prefer flying or sailing?
Oh, I don't know. They're both very different. I like them both. I like to do both.
What has your favorite crew that you've ever had? What did they do for you that we could do too?
Well, the last queen I served, she would sometimes have the crew oil my woods. I really enjoyed that. That was nice.
I bet we could do some of that. What else? Lerissa, anything you want to know?
Can you sing?
I was gonna ask that. Do you know any sea shanties?
Yeah.
I would say yes, but then I would have to sing.
So you do.
So she does sing. Just imagine beautiful singing.
Sounds like a cello. It's like wooden and
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, cello. I like that.
So she's a contralto. I love that. She gives us her best rendition of Ombra Maifu.
So cut to Fear, Lerissa, and Rose drunkenly singing.
Yeah, I was picturing the same thing.
And Fear is absolutely tone deaf, just 100% cannot sing at all.
What would you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning?
What would you do with a drunken sailor?
Yeah.
You can make up for tone with volume and enthusiasm. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just wanted to have a hang sesh with the ship and see
Cool.
what she's like. She seems delightful.
Yeah. She seems pretty chill.
And the other thing that I wanted to accomplish in my downtime was to see if we could do some research into Miguel's story a little bit more to try to anticipate where he might show back up if he came back to the city, and to warn anyone we think might be at risk once we find out more about the specifics of his crimes.
Okay. So this came up a little bit with Brett and Craig.
Okay.
So I will assume that you guys have spoken so that I can share what they learned. Well, I guess they didn't really learn anything. But something that occurred to Quincy was that, and they actually, trying to think, I think they were questioning the guards about him. And something that they found out about him was, he's definitely a city boy. He is not a woodsman or a survivalist or anything like that. And when Quincy learned that, he thought it pretty much impossible that Miguel could travel the distance from Dinar's Rest to Elandria, or really anywhere. I mean, Elandria is the closest civilization that's known of, that he would never make it. Like, it'd be weeks on foot, and he doesn't have the skills to survive on his own. As far as like his habits and stuff, I mean, he considered himself an artist. So, he would probably gravitate to like places where art is done or shown or things like that. He was a painter and a sculptor. Yeah, I mean, the guards all believed he was irredeemable. He never showed any remorse for anything he'd done in all the time that they had him in captivity. And also they let you know that they kind of just let the guards and everybody, they kind of just told him that they'd given him up to the witch and he was sacrificed. So that's, they didn't really come right out and say that. They just kind of let them think that and didn't correct them. So that's, as of now, that's what people in the city think happened to him.
Okay, so we shouldn't be going around warning potential people. Then I will retcon that. I have no wisdom and no charisma, but I'm not an idiot.
And then there were some other things, some speculation on their part that came up, that I'll let you guys either let them tell you or you can listen to the thing. I don't want to spoil it. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, there's no love for Miguel anywhere in Elandria, that's for sure. There's nobody on his side.
Yeah.
Miguel da scum.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
All right. Those were my 2 check boxes.
Okay. Boxes checked. Was there anything Lerissa wanted to tell Fear?
Well, yeah, actually.
Is this the big punch? Dun, dun, dun.
We're just,
At the spa.
Getting massages.
I'm eating my cucumber.
Hot oils rubbed into your skin.
Oh, and I just, oh my goodness, isn't it great to be here again in Elandria and civilization and not have to worry about,
Dahlia is with you guys. They didn't have a bathtub for her, so they finally found a gravy boat that fit her real good.
Yes.
It's adorable. I love it.
Yeah. So she's in a gravy boat, like on the rim of Larissa's bathtub.
I love
That's awesome. Bathtub sidecar.
Yes. I'm like, yes, away from the worries of the Hinterlands and of Miguel. Oh, Lord. The best thing I could do for us was letting him go.
Dahlia starts choking in her little bathtub. Lerissa! Snap out of it! She slaps you in the face. With her little hand. She's like, smack! Smacks your nose.
I forgot to check to see if you had a spell cast on you. What the fuck even was that? What the fuck?
Manny, I'm giving you inspiration for that. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that is so on character.
Yes.
Stirring the tea.
Yep. Where I come from, we called it stirring something else, but yeah. Definitely know what you're talking about.
I use my mage head to splash her with the bath water. Seriously. Why?
Dahlia said she did it. I had nothing to do with it.
What do you mean? You cast the spell.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know you.
Dahlia? Mage hand is coming for tickles.
Remember, Lerissa, what happens in fairy stays in fairy. You weren't supposed to tell.
What did you guys do?
Well,
she made me do it. Look how much bigger than me she is.
No, I didn't make you do a thing. You wanted to do it all along. Well,
I don't though. Not really. I'm gonna need you to say it.
Well, Dahlia has many talents. She's a beautiful, beautiful pixie. And among them is the spell. She can change things into other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just thought, why don't we just let Miguel out into the world as some, I don't know, butterfly, and then I'm sure the demons will get him. So
you made him a butterfly?
Yeah, we did, and released him into the
Did you not read any folk tales as a child? There's one called The Butterfly Effect. Are you familiar with that childhood folk tale?
Maybe.
The thesis is really a single butterfly can change the whole world with one flap of its wings. You just made a horrible monster into a world killer. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, Larissa's like, I'm lost for words. And I tried to make our lives easier by just letting him go.
I applaud your effort, I guess. It's so hard to be mad at you, but I'm mad.
Just-
Splash again.
Dahlia says, "Aren't these bubbles nice?
Yeah.
They smell so good."
I use prestidigitation to make it smell like a fart.
Oh,
Oh, get out of here.
it smells like Larissa's feet.
You deserve worse, but that's all you'll get.
Oh my god. I and then I also say, oh yeah, and I'm a tiefling. I put my tail out from on the water.
I thought you felt warm. I wasn't sure if you were like 1/64th of Freet or something, but I knew you were like one of my people, maybe.
I don't know. I don't want anybody else to know.
You have pointy bits? Like, let me see are you hiding your real ears? Show me you.
Yeah, I like let the disguise self fall. And so she's got amethyst color skin, and still her blonde hair, and then these horns that you familiar with what is this called? I don't want to butcher the name. Markor.
No.
It's like I'll send a pic.
Oh, cool.
Oh wow, yeah.
So she's got those types of swirling horns, and just like a long and slender tail.
Thank you for showing me the real you. You are still very beautiful.
Thank you.
and I'll show you the real me. And I come out and I have like a really gross scar across my belly, and it looks like it was caused by fire, which I'm not super, like I'm fine with fire. So I have burns from my father.
Oh my gosh.
He wasn't a very good father if he burned you.
I didn't really know him, but yeah, I was just a baby, so maybe that makes him a really bad person.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry.
Her father might be worse than your father, Lerissa.
Well,
At least he didn't burn you.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't know where he is or where he's going to be or if he exists anymore, but
me neither.
Yeah.
Oh, daddy issues, another thing.
Yeah. I never met my father, so yeah.
I use Mage Hand to make bubbles in my bubble bath. not prestidigitation. I'm not making bubbles. I'm fanning bubbles.
Fanning bubbles. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I say I don't want the others to know, but I feel like we've become close, and I feel comfortable telling you.
Thanks.
And thank you for still being my friend after the thing.
But I do have to say, like, my trust in you has gone down a little, but you saved me a couple times, and you're teaching me how to be better at talking, and yeah. You know, I'm still not good at the talking.
We have we have things we can learn. Much we can learn from one another.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
I think I could learn judgment. Maybe to be more judgmental like you.
I mean, there's probably a happy medium.
Or actually, be more judging like you.
Well, that doesn't sound like much fun, Dahlia says.
I know. I usually judge people by their outfits.
It's not the ideal way to judge a person. Miguel's outfit was terrible. He was in rags.
Yeah, but it was not
He was
his
handsome.
choice. Yeah, it was not his choice, and I'm sure he would have worn something very lavish. And he's an artist, you know us.
Mm-hmm. I'm learning. I don't know if you've figured this out, but you're my first artist. There is not a lot of Larissas at magic school. I can tell you that.
We're going to be hearing from artists now. How dare you?
Oh, the art lobby. Oh no.
Yeah. All those artists, man. All those artists watching us.
All of the artists will listen to us.
But I'm opening up my heart to art. See, I made a poem.
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
Oh my God. Open up my heart to art. Yeah. Fear.
Obviously, poetry is my medium.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Fear
Working-
to be 19.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? You kill any of my children or?
Wait a minute. You have children?
No.
That would have been important to.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. You are my child. I'm your father.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Anything else?
Aside from that, and
Any other confessions, Lerissa?
no,
Dahlia.
No.
I have nothing to confess. I did nothing wrong. I only did what I was told.
If we were to listen to Quincy and Wall's session, did they figure out what happened with Willem?
No. I thought we'd do that when we're all together. Because everybody seems kind of interested in that. So
Yeah. I think I've got everything I wanted to.
They mainly researched avatars, and like that was basically it. They did a lot of research into avatars and then a little bit into Miguel. So I can give you the cliff notes of some of that if you want, or we can just wait till we're all together and they can tell you, or you can watch the thing.
Yeah, I think I'm going to listen to it before.
Yeah.
Or I guess listen to it.
Yeah, listen to it before the next session. Yeah, because I'd be interested. That's why I asked on chat whether it was safe for the rest of us to listen to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think at this point, like, you're not really keeping secrets from each other. So
Well,
I'm sure Lerissa is.
well, I am keeping two big secrets right now, currently. So,
oh, you are?
yeah.
You are Miguel! Ah!
So you know what that means. Fear must die.
Our vignette turns into a battle to the death.
Now that you know, I have to kill you now.
Oh shit!
I just start to drown you in the bath water. No. Oh my gosh.
Took a dark turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez, get it off your chest.
Oh my gosh. It's all this us being too good to express our evil side sometimes.
I don't have an evil side. I would say I have an authoritarian side.
Is fear lawful? It's lawful good.
No. But she might be trending that way. I don't know.
Lawful evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lawful good on good days, lawful evil on bad days.
Yeah.
But always lawful.
Depends on what side of the bed I wake up.
Yeah, exactly. Very mercurial.
Oh my god.
Well,
Yeah, I think
all
I
right.
covered all my points today.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I just want to make sure that I'm Rose's favorite. That's all I'm really
Okay.
going after. I'm putting in the time.
Yeah, well, I think you definitely are at this point. You're the only one that's really taken that much of an interest in her so far. So,
And I have some oil, so I'm just
there we go.
one little foot at a
that's
time.
nice.
Oh God, no.
And I say, well,
Oh, my wood is so dry. That salt just dries
Saxophone
you out.
music plays. Oh shit!
Manny, are you okay?
We broke Manny.
oh my god. Woo.
Hey, that salt water is really hard on wood, I hear.
Yeah. I bet.
I don't know anything about shit, so
So we'll make sure to keep the boat 5 feet from the water, even if we are traversing.
She doesn't swim anymore.
Yeah, she
Doesn't like what it does to her wood. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not good for her complexion, so
yeah, exactly.
don't want dry skin.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
All right.
Well, all right, guys.
Yeah. I'm assuming I introduced my mother to fear and.
Oh yeah, we're just like having a moment, and your mom's the next step over.
Yeah.
She's just.
I just showed your mom my belly scar. Like, hey, what's up?
She's not even noticed, and she's got I don't know whatever version of headphones there are in Elandria. She's got two. She's got a bard just singing into her ear.
Yeah. Playing a lute.
Yeah, playing a lute.
Singing in her ear.
She's passed out. You've ever had those sessions at the spa or at a massage where you're just passed out.
Yeah.
At a point where you're just so relaxed, you just. Yeah. So that's her right now in the corner. Just.
Nice.
Oblivious.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for episode 267. Thanks so much to Manny and Danielle for joining me for the actual play today. I will be releasing more actual play episodes in the future as we return to this campaign. If you would like to get a hold of me, I would love to hear from you. You can email me at gamemastersjourney@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at @StarWalker. And I have a voicemail number you can call and leave a message, 951-GMJ-LEX1. That's 951-465-5391. And you can find all that contact information and more in the show notes at starwalkerstudios.com. Love getting voicemails from listeners, and I will often use those on the show when I can. If you enjoy the show and you'd like to help support what I'm doing, one of the great ways you can do so is to check out my D&D supplements that I've published over at starwalkerstudios.com. As of now, there are 3, the latest of which is called Adventures of Primordia and is a collection of player character options that I've come up with for my D&D game and my campaign, a lot of which you will see used in my campaign, Hinterlands of Elandria / Blood of the Avatars. And another great way that you can support Star Walker Studios and Game Master's Journey is to become a patron. And you can find a link to my Patreon in the show notes at starwalkerstudios.com. I hope that you have a chance to play your favorite RPG this week. I hope you have a chance to run your favorite RPG. I'll be back soon with another episode of Game Master's Journey. Until then, game on.
This has been a Starwalker Studios production, your source for quality gaming and hobby podcasts.
This episode's music, courtesy of Cloudwalker, Transboy, Renfield, Stanko, and Ish. See the show notes for more details at starwalkerstudios.com/GameMastersJourney.